Okay, guys, so what did we talk about last time? You still remember what we did?
We learned the levels of understanding.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Okay, so we talked about levels of understanding. Now, how many levels of understanding do we have?
3.
Three. Okay, what are they?
Semantics.
Yeah, we have the semantic level.
And pragmatics.
Okay, pragmatic is the last one, and then we have the schematic level. Okay, now that's basically what we talked about. So the three levels of understanding. And I think we talked about what is it? I think skimming and scanning, but we didn't do any practice. So today we're going to do some practice in order to understand the things that we talked about last time. So I think this is the text that we started with. So this part is called the title, and this one is the subheading. I think we went through the sentence, and we said that when we are skimming, so we should not um, pause on every single word, trying to work out the meaning of the word. If you don't understand a word, so just skip it. So because here you need to attend to the overall message, but not to individual words. We talked about airheads. So we said that air is a word which is polysemous, meaning it has multiple meanings. The same thing applies to head. We need to look at the context here. So because we have the word pilot, so we said that heads are people and air is the space. So pilots are people who fly into space. That's basically what I think where we stopped. We stopped here. And the idea was that pilot maybe by too many long flights. So we said that long flights are not good for pilots. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now that's what basically we talked about last time. So today we're gonna carry on. Okay. Okay, guys, so I will mute you, and then if you want to talk, so you simply unmute yourself. Here we have a paragraph. Now, I think I asked you to read this paragraph, or maybe we didn't have time to do this. What I would like you to do, just have a look at it and tell me how many sentences do we have in this paragraph? How many sentences do we have?
Two.
Okay, very good. Now, how did you know that there are two sentences?
By full stop.
Yeah, very good. Okay, now this is, simple information. So you simply count the number of full stops. That's the number of sentences. We have two sentences in this paragraph. Why do you think I asked you this question?
Why?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Do not be direct the question. I asked you, for example, why is it important to know the number of sentences? Just to have a look. So one, two, okay, I have two sentences.
Topic sentence of the writing of the essay.
Come again.
To know the topic sentence, the main ideas, a support sentence,
Okay, good.
general information.
Okay. Now I think we already talked about the paragraph. So what did we say about the paragraph? What did we say about it? It has got one. There's one what? Each paragraph has got one idea. And this idea in this paragraph, so it is expressed in two sentences. When we read normally, so we read sentences and we try to combine both. So here we have two sentences. We try to combine both, to get the meaning or the main idea of the paragraph. Each sentence represents a semantic segment. Semantic segment يعني وحدة معنوية. So each sentence represents a semantic segment. So basically we have two semantic segments. I need to understand the function of the first sentence and what the writer is trying to do. And the same thing applies to sentence number 2. What is he trying to do in sentence number 2? I will give you 2 minutes. I'd like you to read this paragraph. There are only 2 sentences, as you said, and tell me about the main idea. What is the writer trying to do? Or what message is he trying to communicate? You have 2 minutes. Okay, is there anyone who can give me the answer? No problem, guys, even if you make mistakes, but try to speak. What is the main idea of this paragraph? What message is the writer trying to communicate? Hello? Okay, I will start with
Can
Can I answer?
yes. Okay, go ahead.
Can I answer?
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
That long haul flights affect the brain in a negative way.
Okay, so long flights affect the brain in what did you say, in a number of ways?
In a negative way.
In a negative way. Okay, so long flights affect the brain in a negative way. Okay, so this is what's your name again?
Hassan.
Hassan. Okay, Hassan. Okay, good, Hassan. Now Abdurrahman.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. So what do you think the main idea is in this paragraph?
I think people must relax before they work at the long haul flight.
Okay, now people should relax or should take rest between flights. Great. Okay, this is good. Guys, so I don't have to remind you that this is an IELTS course and you have speaking, so everybody should speak. And I said, there's no problem if you make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Okay, Amani.
Hi, doctor. Side effects for long flights.
Yeah, the side effects of long flights. Okay, cool. Nora. Nora, are you there? Rama.
Yes, the effects for the body.
The effects of
The effects long flight for a body.
yeah, so the effects of long flights on the body. Is it
On
clear?
the body.
Yeah, we say on, effects on. Okay, I think Nora hasn't talked. Nora, are you there?
Yes, sorry, I signed by my daughter's name.
No problem, no problem.
So the main idea of this topic is the long haul flight impact in their brain when they have
Okay.
long flight.
Okay, good. So it is the effect of long flights on the brain of whom? Of my grandmother?
Pilots.
The brain of pilots. Guys, when you give an answer, so try to be specific. Is it clear? So it's the effect of long flights on the pilot's brain. Okay, so maybe. Now, if you remember, I asked this question, how many sentences does the paragraph have? And I asked this question for a reason. And I told you that each sentence is one semantic segment and it holds meaning. So here we have, most of you guys talked about this one only. Okay, so all the answers, the effect of long flights on pilots is only the first sentence. Now, what about the second sentence? I think, what's his name? Not Hassan, Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman said, well, pilots should take rest between flights. So he talked about the second sentence, but he did not mention the first sentence. If you want to give the main idea, so you have to combine both. Both of them should be there. Now let's look at the first sentence. Globe trotting. Is this a difficult word, guys, or you understood it? Globe trotting. Did you know the meaning of globe trotting? Do not look it up in a dictionary. If you don't know the meaning, we're going to skip it.
Okay, skip it.
Skip it. Okay. Now, what is a globe? In Dubai, we have global village. What's the globe?
عالمي.
Yeah, so globe is earth. You understand the word earth? The earth? Where the globe is the earth, the same thing. So we can say that a trotting is traveling, so traveling around the world. Okay, now this is a globe trotting. So it's like a compound word. Across several time zones on long haul flights, impairs memory. Well, that's one thing. And that's another thing, reaction times. How? By shrinking part of the brain. Here we can understand that traveling on long flights, it affects, as you said, okay, so the brain, or it somehow affects the brain. Okay, yeah. So the memory and the reaction times. Now, what do you call this? What is the writer doing here? Now, this is a question at the pragmatic level. What is the writer doing?
The main topic.
Okay, but what is he doing?
Explaining.
Okay, he is, well, he said, well, is this something good or bad? Is he
Bad.
talking? Okay, okay. Now, what do you call something which is bad? Now, for example, you're talking about something bad. Now, you are doing what?
Negative things.
Huh?
The
You
bad
are stating what?
That's the statement.
There is a problem. Okay. Now here the writer, what is he doing? And I told you that, you know, answering questions at the pragmatic level is not that easy, but you need to do some training. And this is what we're trying to do now. So the writer talked about something which is really bad. Okay. So these long flights, so they have a negative effect on the brain of pilots. They impair memory and reaction times. Now here the writer, what is he doing? So he's indicating a problem, or he's talking about a problem. What is the problem? Well, the problem is a blah, blah, blah. We know the problem. But here the question is about the main idea. This is why when you answer this question about the main idea, you should not mention details, tafasil. Ma ta'tini tafasil. Give me the main idea. You can tell me, for example, well, the writer stated a problem. Okay, I will tell you. What is the problem? Well, the problem is that long flights are not good for pilots. Now, this is the way you should look at it. okay? But do not try to give me the same words. Like, for example, brain and the brain's effect. No, these are details. But here there is a problem. And I told you we have two sentences, which means we have two semantic segments. يعني معنيين. So the first one and the second one. Now here, this is the first one. There is a problem. Now, if I wanted to give me the details, I would tell you, hey, what's this problem about? And then you will mention the details. Well, the problem is that long flights affect the pilot's brain. Okay, great. Look at the second sentence. Now here we have a problem. What is the writer doing in the second sentence? Now this might mean that airlines should. Now if you say should, what are you trying to do? If I tell you you should do this, what am I trying to do?
Give advice or solution.
Yeah, very good, excellent. Ahsanti. Rahimallah walidayk. Excellent, very good. Now, normally, this is the language of advice. If I ask you to do something, so to advise you, I would say, well, you should do this. We can understand that the second sentence is about giving advice. This might mean that airlines should allow their crews. Now, the crew is the people who work on board the plane or on board the ship or whatever. At least 10 days to recover, okay? To go back to normal, recover, from jet lag before they work on another long-haul flight, says the scientist who discovered the effect. We can see that this paragraph is divided into two parts. The first part is about a problem, and the second part is about what?
Solution.
Excellent, very good. Who said solution?
خولة اللي باسم نورة.
Yeah, very good, excellent. خلاص, we will call you Noura, okay? Yeah, very good, excellent, excellent. Now, this is the way, guys, this is the way you should look at reading. If you want to understand, I think Noura was not here, Khawla was not here last time. Were you here?
لا.
Okay,
No.
very good. Now, just to remind you, because there are some students who may join later, no problem. So I will always explain. Now, when we read the text, there are three levels of understanding. So the superficial one, or the easiest one, is that you look at the meaning of every single word. Now, here the problem, if you try to, rely on what you call the semantic level, and you need to understand the meaning of every single word. The problem when we are reading at the semantic level, you cannot see the big picture. Now, the big picture is what I told you now. We have a problem, or the writer stated a problem and suggested a solution. Now, this is what you call the big picture. If you are reading at the first level, which is the superficial level, sathi, which is the semantic level, you cannot see the big picture. So this is why we need to go deeper, to delve deeper into the text. And we try to ask ourselves these questions. What is the writer trying to do? Now, if you ask yourself this question, it means that you are reading at the pragmatic level. And this is how you can understand. You should understand, or you should crack, the message or decode the message that the writer has encoded now, which is this one. You need to understand that the writer is trying to do two things. Well, the first one, he indicated a problem. Well, this is very general. What is the problem? Well, the problem is that long flights are not good for pilots because they, do something, or they harm their memory and reaction times. Great. Now, this is a problem. What are you going to do about it? And this is now why he is addressing what you call the airline company, and they should allow them at least 10 days to recover from jet lag. Now, jet lag, this is a concept I think you all traveled by plane. Now in the UAE, it's let's say 5 o'clock, and in Tunisia it is I think it's we are 3 hours, so maybe in Tunisia it is now 2 o'clock. Okay, now if we all have what you call a biological clock. Biological clock, ساعة بيولوجية. We all have this. We have some, sleep habits. For example, I usually go to bed at 1 a.m. Now, this is what my sleep habits. Okay. Some people would go to bed at 10. Now, as for me, when it is 1 a.m., I start yawning and I simply want to sleep. Okay. Now, if you travel, now these pilots, they are human beings and they have a biological clock, the same thing. So they have certain sleeping habits. But when they are on board the plane, they cannot sleep. They need to keep awake. Okay? And this is why, for example, there will be a problem with, for example, their schedule. Okay, so instead of going to bed at, let's say, 9 or 11, or so, they cannot do it simply because they are on board the plane. So this is what you call the jet lag. It is the difference of time between one country and another. Now, if I go to bed, for example, in the UAE at 1 a.m., now if I travel to Tunisia, I need to go to bed at 10 a.m. Okay, so this is what they call the difference of time. But at 10 p.m., maybe nobody goes to bed in Tunisia. Okay, so I need to change my sleeping habits. Okay, now this change, it takes a lot of time. So this is why here, for the brain to rest, the writer suggested airline companies give these pilots 10 days to recover from jet lag. The sleep is very important for the person. And if you are a parent, I mean a mom or a dad, you will understand this. So for example, when the child is born, now what happens? So they will sleep for about maybe 18 hours per day or 19 hours per day. And this is how they develop their brain. Okay? So this is why sleep is very important for the brain. Now for pilots, no, this is a problem. Why? Because the time they are supposed to go to bed, they are on board a plane, so they cannot sleep. And this is why their brain is affected. So in order to mitigate, in order to mitigate this effect that the brain, or that, sorry, long flights have on the brain, now it is suggested that airline companies give them 10 days. Now this is what the paragraph is about. So if I ask you a question about the main idea, what is the main idea of this paragraph? You should tell me. Well, the writer stated a problem and suggested a solution. Now, this is the main idea. If you want to get into the details, I will tell you, I will ask you, okay, what is the problem about? And what does the solution consist in? Now, this is what I need to do. Okay, do you understand, guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, in order to come up with the main idea, you don't have to understand all the words. And this is what you call skimming. And this is why most of the students who sit for the IELTS exam find reading very difficult. Why? Because they start, they read the text word by word. This is wrong. You should never do this. Okay? So, and you have the main idea question. If you have the main idea question, try to include all pieces of information together. Now, if you tell me, well, the writer indicated a problem, there is something missing. What about this one? So this is why most of you talked about the first sentence, but ignore the second sentence. No, the main idea is not like this. So you need to look at the first sentence together with the second sentence, and then you come up with something that brings them together. It's very important. Now, this is basically an introduction to reading, and this is what we are going to do today. Okay, so today we're going to read a passage or a text And we are going to identify the main idea and identify the key details. But the most important thing, you should change your perception about reading. Reading is not translation. القراءة ليست ترجمة. It is not like this. You need to understand that we have paragraphs, and you need to understand how the paragraph is structured out. And what do you need to do? You need to deconstruct this structure. تفككها الفقرة. تفككها. And this is what I'm trying to show you. So this is why I asked you at the beginning of the lecture, now how many sentences do we have in this paragraph? So I wanted to highlight the fact that each sentence has got or is a semantic segment. And this is why if you want to give me the main idea, you need to talk about all the semantic segments in the paragraph. So that's what we're going to do in details now. So I think this one is, this is lecture number 1. I think it's over. Now we're going to start lecture number 2. Come on. Okay. Oh, we have here. Okay. So we have only this one. Did the same thing. Now here the writer, as I said in the first sentence, so he wanted to state a problem and suggest a solution in the second one. We have a problem. What is the problem? So the problem is that long flights impair memory and they impair reaction times. Okay, and this is what you call the deconstruction of the paragraph, تفكيك الفقرة. And we have the solution. So the solution is to take a 10-day rest between flights. Now that was given by Abdurrahman, I guess, and most of you guys still have talked about the first one. But if you want to come up with the main idea, so normally you should talk about both of them. Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, now we're going to start today's lecture. So we're going to put into practice what we have already learned so that you can see what you call reading in action. So this is reading comprehension, answering detailed questions. So we're going to focus on scanning and in-depth reading. Now, we said that there are for Khawla, because she was not here last time. So when we talk about reading, so there are 3 reading skills. We have skimming. Now we skim if we want to get the main idea of the paragraph. And then we have scanning and in-depth reading. Now these 2 skills, they work in conjunction. First of all, we scan. It means that we look for words and then we read carefully around these words. Now that's what we're going to do today. Now, by the end of this lecture, you should be able to, there are 3 things that you should understand today. So skim through a passage to gain a general understanding of its content before engaging in intensive reading. So first of all, if we have some detailed questions, so we're going to have a look at the text, we're going to skim it so that we have the main idea about it. And then employ scanning skills to identify keywords and phrases that help you locate specific information in the text. And the last one, we're going to identify paraphrased information. So I will explain everything here because there are many technical words, but you will understand all of them. Now, before we start, as usual, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now here, we're going to do what you call predictive reading. Now, predict means to guess. You make guesses, but it's not any guess. It's informed guess. Now, we predict something, predictive reading. And this is at the schematic level, which is the second one. Now, I repeat this or I will explain this for Khawla. For the schematic level of reading, so schematic means prior knowledge. It is the things that you already know, because everybody on this planet has some experience, okay? And we learn from our experiences. This is what you call the schematic level. It is any experience that you have, any knowledge that you have before reading the text. Here we have the title. So, is there anyone who would volunteer to read the title? Someone to read the title, please.
Which title you mean, Mr.?
Yeah, I mean the title. Someone to read the title. Read it. Read the title. That's it.
And this is the slide.
Yeah.
What is the writer's purpose?
No. This is the title.
Where is it?
This one. You cannot see the mouse, the cursor?
No.
No.
Here.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, okay, the one on the left. The title.
You mean airhead? Airhead.
Oh, wait. I think I'm not sharing the new PowerPoint with you guys, so that's my mistake. You should have told me, guys. Okay, now can you see here we have predictive reading and the schematic level. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now this is what they call the title. You can see the mouse now, can't you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Now who would like to read the title?
The undersea worlds of sounds. Sound.
Okay, cool. Now here we have, now this one, what sound does it have? The U.
Ah.
Ah, very good. It's ah, okay? Now if you have ah is a vowel, ah is a vowel, o is a vowel, a is a vowel, e is a vowel, o is a vowel, okay? And you have the, now this is not the, it becomes the, not
E.
the. Yeah, so we say the undersea. We don't say the undersea. That's wrong. Now we say the undersea. Is it clear?
Because vowel.
Yeah. So the in front of vowels. Now the undersea world of sound. Okay, cool. Now undersea, what does it mean?
Maybe ocean.
No, but under, what does it mean?
Under. Asfal.
Yeah, below.
Below.
It is below. Yeah, so below. So the undersea world of sound, and it's a world of sound. You understand the word sound?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now, here, how many senses do we have? How many senses do we have?
5.
Hmm?
5.
What are they?
Sight, hearing,
Taste.
tasting, touching, smelling.
Touching and what? Yeah, we have the sense of seeing. We have the sense of smelling. We smell things with our nose. We have the taste. We have the sense of tasting with our tongue. We have the taste of. We have the sense of touching. Okay, and we have the sense of hearing.
Mm.
Now, 4 of the senses are in our head, right?
Yes.
4 of them. You know Mahad Hamad?
وأنا عارفة.
عنده غناء اسمه خمس الحواس ولا خمس الحواس سالين عني ولا ما بعرف اللهجة بتاعكم بس هيك. You don't know the song?
Yes.
No.
Okay, good. Okay. Now, actually, we have 5 senses. Now, here, if it's a word of sound, what sense do we depend on? In a word of sound, what sense do we use?
Hearing.
Hearing, very good. Yeah, so this is the undersea word of sound. So normally here, the sense that is used, so because it's a word of sound, so we use the ears, so which is the sense of hearing. Okay, cool, cool. What can you see in the picture, guys?
Whale.
Okay, I can see whales.
2 whales.
2 whales, okay. Now, where do whales live? Where do they live?
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Okay, we have the sea. Do you know any other word other than the sea?
Ocean.
Ocean. So what is the difference between the sea and the ocean?
Sea is a small, ocean is big.
Okay, good. The ocean is bigger than the sea.
Mm.
Okay, great. Now you see here, I'm asking you questions in order to activate your schemata, to activate your prior knowledge. Because here we are reading at the schematic level. Normally, you should pause and ask yourself one question. What do I know about this? That's why here, when we have the undersea word of sound, Well, I stopped. I talked about the senses. We know that sound. Okay, so here we use the sense of hearing. Okay, we looked at the picture. You told me, well, there are two whales. Where do they live? You said, well, in the ocean. What is the difference between the ocean and the sea? Well, the ocean is bigger. So this is what you call, you know, this information before reading the text. And that's what you need to do, guys. So on test day, I mean, in the reading section, so if you have a title, you should not ignore it, simply because the title, it will tell you about the main idea. And if you have a picture, it is there for a reason. The picture is there for a reason. So we have a proverb in English which says, you know, a picture is worth, a picture is, I think, a picture can tell 1,000 words. Now, a picture can tell 1,000 words. Now, here indeed, so we have whales, they live in the ocean, maybe, so they live in a world of sound, they depend on the sense of hearing. Okay, why the sense of hearing and not the sense of seeing?
Maybe because they make sounds or they communicate with their sounds to communicate with.
Yeah, very good. So maybe they use sounds to communicate. But the question here, why did the writer say about, you know, oceans as, or he referred to oceans as the world of sound and not the world of seeing? Why? This is my question.
The way that communicate, the whales, following the sounds.
Okay, but why didn't the writer say it's a world under the sea? It is not a world of seeing. It's a world of, it's not a world of vision. It's a world of sound. Why? Why is it a world of sound, not a world of vision? Vision and ru'ya. Why? Now, just look at the picture. You can answer this question now. Is it clear? The picture is it clear?
No.
No.
No, that's not clear. It's dark. It is not clear, you know. It's really dark. Why? Because the ocean is very, very what?
Very dark.
Very dark. And is it shallow or deep? Shallow or deep? Shallow يعني ما في مي كثير. Shallow. ما ادري كيف اقول بالعربي. وديب.
It's deep.
Yeah, the ocean is deep. Do you know the deepest point in the ocean? Do you know the deepest point?
Yes.
What is it? In the ocean.
Under the sea, the ground. When
Yeah, I know, but the deepest point. So in kilometers or in meters?
لا والله.
Okay. Now it's around 11,000 meters. عظمة الخالق سبحانه وتعالى. يعني حوالي 11 كيلومتر تحت. Okay? And because, you know, the deeper you get into the ocean, it means that sun rays will not reach the ocean floor. So this is why the deeper you get, the darker it gets. So it's very dark in the ocean. So this is why the ocean, it is not a world of vision. People cannot see. Okay? So, and here you can see that there is light reflected here. So this is why they can see whales. It's because of light. You see the light, guys? So
Yes.
it means that somebody is, you know, taking a photo, or, you know, that's why they are a bit, okay, they are a bit clear. Okay, good. Here we have the subheading. We said that the title is very general, and it will give you an idea about what the text is about, the main idea. And here we have the subheading. What does it do? The function of the subheading? Well, it gives more information about the title, gives more information about the title. Okay, now let's look at the first word here, snorts. Do you understand what it means?
No.
No. Okay, so what should you do? What should you do if you don't know the meaning of one word?
Skip it.
Skip it.
Skip.
Okay. Skip, yeah. So skip, I will skip it. I will ignore it. No problem. And here we have a comma and we have a clicks. Have you ever heard of the word click?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
click the mouse.
Yeah, very good, excellent. So like the mouse click. So click here, what is it? Could you define the word click? What is it? What is a click? Like this.
Sound.
Excellent, very good. مين قال sound?
حسن.
حسن أحسنت حسن. But okay, now click is a type of sound. هي نوع من الsound. Okay, now like the mouse click, tick, tick, tick. Now that's a click. Okay, now here click and then groans. So maybe I don't understand the word snorts. Maybe I do not understand the word groans. But here there's one word that I understand, which is a click. Now it's a type of sound. Because they are separated by commas, so it means that all these words, snorts, clicks, groans, they belong to the same, yeah, very good. They are types of sounds. They belong to the same semantic field. Semantic field هو الحقل المعنوي. There is no need for you to understand exactly what the word means. لا. Well, I know snorts is a type of sound. بقول لك can you make a snort? قل I don't know. No problem, but it's a type of sound. The word click, well, it's a type of sound. Groan is a type of sound. Now, how did we know that they are type of sound? Because I know one word here in the middle, and the three words are separated by commas, which means they belong to the same ينتمون, they belong to the same semantic field. Okay, snorts, clicks, groans. Now, if you are a good student, you should not try to know the meaning of snort, and you should not try to know the meaning of the groans. They all belong to the same semantic field. What is really important for me to know is that they are types of sound. That's it. And what do you call this punctuation mark? علامة التنقيط هذه شو بتسموها؟
underscore.
الاندرسكور بتكون تحت. هذه لا. هذا اسميه الداش. It's a dash. D-A-S-H. لو نسيتوها تفكر داعش. زين. It's a dash. Here the dash is there for a reason. Okay. Now writers put dashes for a reason. Now here we have a dash. ديروا بالكم. This is a dash and this is a hyphen. في فرق بيناتهم. Okay. Now the hyphen, it links two words to make what you call a compound noun or a compound adjective. Okay. لكن هون لا. This is a dash. Now, why do we have dashes? We have dashes. When we have a dash, it means that the writer is going to give us some explanation. راح يفسر. لما تحصل الداش, the writer is going to explain. راح يفسر. قال لي snorts, clicks, groans. Aha. قال tune in to the long distance what? Language. Aha. Now, this is what you call the aha moment. Now, these types of sounds, what do? They make up the language of the ocean. Because when you talk about language, we talk about sounds. لأن اللغة أصلاً كلها أصوات. الأصوات. Is it clear, guys? واضح?
Yes.
Yes.
ممتاز. Okay. Now, as I said before, now if you want to have the main idea of a text, you need to spend some time reading the title, try to understand it, and most importantly, you have to activate your schemata by asking yourself this question: what do I know about this? Okay, well, from the picture I can tell that, well, this is the ocean. Well, this is a word of sound. Well, maybe because the ocean is dark and these sea creatures cannot see very well, so they depend on sound. As I think Rama has said, while they communicate or they use sound to communicate. Okay, cool. Now, from the title and the picture, what do you think the text will be talking about? الحين راح نعمل prediction اللي هو التخمين from the title and the picture. For example, I will tell you, well, the text will be talking about, for example, the benefits of the desert. Could this be true?
No.
No. So it is not about the desert. So here I can see whales, I can see the ocean. Well, I don't think so. Now, what do you think the text will be talking about?
Animals in the ocean.
Sound of waves.
The sound of whales, or whales in the ocean. Okay, so any other, try to be more specific. So for example, ways of communication. Okay, how animals, for example, or how sea creatures communicate under the sea. So maybe something like this. Well, this is plausible, but you cannot tell me what the text is talking about, for example, planes or airports. No, it's not about this. Okay, now what is the difference between you and someone who would ignore, for example, the title, who would ignore the picture? Now, the difference between you is that you already have some information what the text will be about. شو لازم تعمل هلا? You need to make predictions. Well, I think it will be about this. I think it will talk about this. I think it will be talk about this. With these questions in mind, you start reading the text. What will happen? You will try to confirm your predictions. Call, yes, my predictions were right. Well, oops, my predictions were wrong. But in either case, you will understand. Okay? You should, what you call, create a purpose. لازم تعمل هدف. Create a purpose for the reading. How can you create a purpose for the reading? By reading the title, by reading the subheading, or by looking at the picture. Okay? Now, and this is what happens in real life. So, for example, if you grab a newspaper or you grab a magazine, the first thing you will read the title. Oh, the title says this and this. Well, maybe I will find something about this, maybe. But if you look at, for example, you have a newspaper with no titles, nobody would read it. Nobody would read it. Because normally the first thing that we read is the title, and then we make some predictions and decide whether to read it or not to. Okay? Now that's what happens in real life. Now, I have already asked you these questions. So what do you know about the ocean? Describe the ocean. You said it's deep, it's dark. What sea creatures live in the ocean? You mentioned whales. Are there any other sea creatures that live in the ocean apart from whales? Yes, some other sea creatures that live in the sea creatures يعني حيوانات حشاكم أكرمكم الله اللي هم الحيوانات البحرية. So we have whales. Do you know any other creatures or animals that live in the ocean?
Dolphins.
Shark.
Dolphins. Did you say dolphins?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. So we have whales, we have dolphins. Now these are big creatures. Now, is it easy for them to live there? Is it easy to live in the ocean?
Yes.
I don't think so.
نحن لا.
مش احنا. It is for animals.
Yes.
Yes, it is easy for them. Okay, no problem. Now, what sense do you think sea creatures depend on in the ocean? What sense do they use? We talked
Hearing.
about the 5 senses. What is it?
Hearing.
Hearing. Very good. And justify your answer. Why do they use the sense of hearing? Why?
Because they don't.
Because it's difficult to see.
Excellent. Very good.
The
Because
ocean.
it's difficult to see.
Deep.
Yeah, in the ocean, it's difficult to see in the ocean. And this is why, for example, if you have a blind person, do you understand the word blind? Do you understand the word blind? A person who cannot see is a blind person.
Yes.
Yes. So for the blind person, is it easy to live?
No.
No, it's very challenging. Challenging, very difficult. So because this person, okay, cannot see. So this person will depend on which sense?
Hearing.
Hearing and
Touching. ولا?
touching. Very good. Yes, so hearing and touching. So both skills. And it's very difficult for these people to live. And this is why we call them people of determination. لهم أصحاب الهمم. Okay, لأنه فعلا هممهم عالية جدا. Because they have, you know, they cannot see or they cannot, I don't know, hear. Okay, they have any kind of determination. It's very difficult for them to live. Okay, good. Now read this paragraph. Now this is one paragraph. So as I said before, guys, okay, so before you read the paragraph, so run your eyes over it quickly, decide how many sentences. How many sentences do we have here?
One.
One, very good. So this means that a paragraph could have one sentence only, and it could have many sentences. There is no correct number or no predetermined number of sentences in a paragraph. Okay, it could be one sentence, it could be two, it could be three, it could be four, it could be 100. But the most important thing is that the paragraph must have only one idea, only one idea. Now, what I would like you to do, guys, I would like you to read this paragraph and tell me about the main idea. Okay, so who want to talk? What is the main idea of this paragraph? Hello?
Ocean problems.
Ocean problems. Okay. Okay, guys, you need to talk. Who said ocean problems? Abdurrahman or Hassan?
Abdurrahman.
Abdurrahman. Noura, what is it? Or Khawla, sorry. Rama. Hassan.
The ability to see becomes harder deep in the ocean.
Okay. Rama, what is it about?
Maybe describe the ocean.
Describing the ocean. Was it you who told me that you got 6 in the IELTS or 7? Was it you?
Me?
Yeah. Did you sit for the IELTS before?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Enti will have an excellent score. Okay. SubhanAllah, I didn't ask you about this, but in order to identify the main idea, guys, there are 2 questions that you need to ask yourself. The first question is, what is the focus or the topic of the paragraph? The focus or the topic. In other words, what is the writer talking about? Give me one word only. What is he talking about?
Ocean.
Ocean.
Excellent, very good. Back. نمشي خطوة خطوة. So this is the ocean. Well, this is what you call the topic or the focus of the paragraph. It's very important that I identify the focus of the paragraph. He's talking about the ocean. He's not talking about sea creatures. He's not talking about whales. Now he's talking about the ocean, and that's very general. Now, then question number 1 that I need to ask myself in order to identify the main idea of a paragraph is, what is the topic or what is the focus of the paragraph? Well, it's the ocean. The second question is, what does the writer say about the ocean? So what did he say about the ocean? There are 3 things that he said about the ocean. What are they?
Dark, deep.
Very good. He said dark, he said deep, and mysterious. Okay. So this is dark, this is deep, and this is mysterious. Now, look at, we have dark, comma, deep, and mysterious. So all these words belong to the same semantic field. Now, which means what? Is this a positive description or a negative description?
Positive.
Wallah,
Negative.
Negative.
negative. Yeah, this is something negative. Yani, if you describe something as dark, it's negative. If you describe something as deep, it's negative. If you describe something as mysterious, maybe you don't know the word mysterious, no problem. But what I know is that a negative word. Okay? Now, this is what you call a negative description of the ocean. Well, he said it's dark, it's deep, and it's mysterious. Now, these are the 3 things he said. Now, What is the writer doing actually? Now, he said that it is dark, it is deep, it is mysterious. Now, this means what? It means that eyesight, another, is not effective. غير فعال. Is this clear?
Clear. Yes.
Okay, good. Because normally eyesight, now if it is dark, well, eyesight is not important. Okay. And it is deep. This is why it is dark, because it's deep. And if something is deep and dark, it's mysterious. It means it is unknown. غير معروف, غامض. Okay. Now, here we have, in this paragraph, we have cause and effect. Now, what is the cause? The cause is that the ocean is dark and it is deep and it is mysterious. الإفكت ولا النتيجة, it is the eyesight is not effective. Now, pragmatic level of understanding, what is the writer doing here? شو قاعد يسوي؟
يشرح لنا الكوز والإفكتس.
لا، أنت جاوبتي صح على الأول. شو قلتي على الأول؟ What is the writer doing?
Describing the ocean.
Describing the ocean. Excellent. هو هذا الأوشن, and this is what he did. He described it. He described it as dark, deep, and mysterious. Well, this is the pragmatic level. So what is the writer doing? The writer is describing the ocean. If you understand this, it means that your understanding is at 100%. 100%. Even though you may not understand the word mysterious, you may not understand the word venture, maybe surface. Okay, it is not a problem. The problem, you should understand what the writer is. He has a message. Well, this is the message. The message is about the ocean. Okay, now what did he say about the ocean? Well, he said it's dark, it's deep, it's mysterious. Now, why did he say this? Just to show you that, well, eyesight as a sense is not effective in the ocean. Okay, so the pragmatic level, you need to ask yourself this question: what is the writer doing while he is describing the ocean? Now, the main idea is a description of the ocean. Okay, you can see that there are two things. Now, there is the ocean. Question number one: what is the topic or what is the focus of the paragraph? Well, it's the ocean. Question number two: what does the writer say about the ocean? Well, he says or she says, they say, well, it's dark, it's deep, and it's mysterious. Now, what is he doing? He is describing one, two, three details, description. He's describing what? The ocean. But you will find in the answer to the two questions: what is the topic and what does the writer say about the topic? Do you understand how you get the main the main idea of a paragraph? Do you understand how you can do it?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We move on. Now, this is paragraph number 2. Now, here we have, how many sentences do we have? How many sentences do we have?
1, 2.
زيد شوي.
It's two.
لا زيد شوي.
Mm.
3.
3. Yeah, we have 3.
3.
Yes, so we have 3 sentences. Now, this is number 1 and number 2. And this is number 3. There are 3 full stops. Now there are 3 sentences. Okay. Now what I would like you to do, guys, I would like you to do 2 things. I'd like you to read this paragraph and tell me about the main idea. Now this is number 1. And number 2, I'd like you to tell me about the most important word in this paragraph. 2 things. Okay. Read the paragraph. Tell me about the main idea and the most important word. Do you understand what you should do?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
The
2
main
things.
idea, the important
Main
word.
idea, the most important word. Okay, cool. Okay, so you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. As I said before, here we are skimming because we are looking for the main idea. We skim. So it means that if you come across a difficult word, so simply ignore it. Well, it's not there. So just go on. You need to read for meaning, but not for words, only for meaning. Okay, are you done? Are you done, guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, what is the main idea of this paragraph?
Comparing between humans and sea animals.
Okay, now there is a comparison between humans and animals in terms of what? بخصوص شو? You said there is a comparison. صح كلامك. There is a comparison. صح. But in terms of what?
Of living.
Happiness.
Living.
Yeah, of living.
Of living. Okay. Okay. Now, what is the most important word here?
Human.
Humans.
Yeah.
Is it the humans only?
لا بعد في live. Where's
Which
the
one?
اوكي.
ocean.
Ocean. احنا قلنا word بس one word. انت جبت لي 100 هلا. احنا we need only one word. Okay. No problem. No problem. No problem. Okay. Now, in order to understand, guys, okay, what do I need to do? So I don't have to read word for word. ما بتقرأ كلمة كلمة. Now, this you will not understand. You can never see the big picture. You can never see the big picture. Here you have to look at the first sentence. What is the idea? The second sentence. What is the idea? The third sentence. What is the idea? And then you try to synthesize them. You bring them together. And then you can get the main idea. Now, if you can see here, we have 4 humans. Now, humans are people just like us who live in a world dominated by visual stimuli. Now, it means people live in a world and they depend on the sense of what? Which sense they depend on? We have visual.
رؤية.
يعني which sense?
Sighting.
Seeing. Yes, so the seeing. Now, it means that people depend on the sense of seeing. Now, what do you think I am doing now? So I didn't say humans, I said people. Now, is there any difference between the humans and people?
No.
No, very good. You see what I'm doing, guys? Here I'm trying to understand, because understanding means what? It means that I read something and then I stop reading it and I stop looking at it, the same thing, and I try to, paraphrase. Paraphrase is a difficult word. I know I try to reword, yani use other words. Okay, so instead of humans, well, people live in a world, or people depend on their sense of seeing, or because people depend on their sense of seeing to exist in such conditions. Now he said such conditions. Now such, it means that if he says such condition, it means that he mentioned them before. اللي هما the fact that the ocean is dark, the fact that the ocean is deep, and the fact that the ocean is mysterious. Now هذا هما such condition في تلك الحالة. So to exist in a place that is dark, deep, and mysterious would be impossible. Okay, now here if you want to paraphrase this, paraphrase يعني you give the same idea in other words. هلا في IELTS, this is the most important technique that you need to learn, اللي هي paraphrasing. All the questions are paraphrased. I repeat. Now, a paraphrase is an idea given in other words, but still we still have the same meaning. Now, that's what they call a paraphrase. Now, and this is something I know it's not easy for you because you have just embarked on this, IELTS course. but later on, little by little, okay, so you will learn it, okay? And if you are good at paraphrasing, أقسم بالله, أقسم بالله, أقسم بالله, you will have an excellent score, okay? Now, you read something, and then when you reach the full stop, you pause, and you ask yourself this question: what is it that I read just now? Okay, so try to come up with one idea. While people, because they live, or because they depend on their sense of seeing, they cannot live in the ocean. It is impossible, or they cannot, the same idea. So they cannot live in the ocean simply because they cannot withstand darkness. Darkness والظلام ما يتحملوها أبدا. They cannot. Okay, good. Now, here we have the word but. What does it signal? If you say but, what does it signal?
Opposite.
Excellent, very good. والله انت شوف يا اخي الله يرحم والديك والله. يعني فعلا يعني you are very good. والله مو انت بس، الوليد هذا اللي يتكلم فيه اظن عبد الرحمن نفس الشيء، سعيد زاد، والله اقسم بالله، وخوله نفسي، والله you are very good guys. اوكي، انا ترى بحب اشحن الهمم، لكن ما احب اجامل على الفاضي. لا، you are very good guys. اوكي، don't ever think that the IELTS is a difficult test. والله العظيم the IELTS is a stupid test. والله انا بقول والله، لكن في اشياء لازم تعرفها، وانا قاعد بمشي معاكم شوي شوي. يعني ان شاء الله ما خلصت، وان شاء الله باخذ 3 حصص في الدرس هذا، لكن راح تتعلم الكثير. اوكي، now this is why I am doing this guys. انبهك الاشياء اللي هي راح تخليك ممتاز في الايلتس. اوكي، now the first thing we talked about today is اللي هما we have، احنا وقت اللي نقرا we skim، يعني we skim for ideas. when I read one sentence، طبعا السنتنس قلت لكم يسموها semantic segment، هذه عندها معنى. I need to pause and I need to ask myself, okay, what is the meaning of what I have, what is the idea of what I have read? That's very important guys. Okay, people, because they depend on the sense of seeing, they cannot live in the ocean. It is impossible. But زي ما قالت البنية الحين، قالت but it signals the opposite، العكس تماما. and this is the most important word in the paragraph. ليش؟ أنا بقول لك ليش. أنا كنت طبعا لأنك أنت لحد هلا أنا بعرف لا رح تقلب الكلمة وترشم. لا. If you want to understand the meaning of the paragraph, you need to understand how the paragraph is woven. كيف الفقرة هذه تم غزلها. اوكي، من غزل الصوف، تعرفوها كلمة غزل صح؟
ايوه خياطة.
ايه ممتاز. اوكي، لازم انا I need to understand the structure of the paragraph. الكاتب how does the writer unfold information، كيف يكشف عن المعلومات. انا اللي بعرف here he talked about the humans. الحين قال لي but he is going to give me the opposite. قال humans cannot live in the ocean. but من غير ما بتقرا حاول تكمل، اعطيني العكس بتاع humans cannot live in the ocean. عكسها شو؟
can live in the ocean.
but ماشي الهيومنز هوني، لانه قال هوني whales and dolphins. انا بعرف قبل حتى من غير ما اكمل اقرا، اوكي، اعرف انه يبغى يقول لي but whales and dolphins can live in the ocean. صح ولا مو صح؟
Yes.
ايه، now this is هيك. انا لما اقول مثلا اقول عبد الرحمن is a good student، is this positive ولا negative؟
Positive.
positive. بعدين بقول but what do you think I'm going to mention about عبد الرحمن or say about Rahman? Something positive ولا negative؟ negative. احسنتوا. هذه البات هذه انا ليش سالتكم السؤال what is the most important word. طبعا لما اقول لك the most important word انتم قلتوا مره humans. no the most important word is the word that helps you understand، انك تفهم. خاطر احنا هوني we are targeting اللي هما understanding. قلت لكم من اول يوم reading is understanding. If you understand, it means that you are a good reader, you are an effective reader. But if you do not understand, there is a problem. If you do not pay attention to words like this, words like these، هذول مسميهم signpost words ولا signposting. كل راح اعطيهم لكم هذا مهم اللي تنتبه لهم يوم الامتحان. Okay, now he said one thing, now he's going to come up with the opposite. Okay, now humans, they do this, while whales and dolphins, the opposite, they cannot do it. Okay, now this is the way you should look at it. Now, but for whales and dolphins, where do they live? They live in the ocean. They live in a world dominated by visual stimuli. هذوما لا, they live in the ocean. وقال لي شو؟ قال لي or. هلا or is a signpost word. What does it signal? إذا بات opposite. الor شو بتعمل؟
نفسها حق النيجاتيف.
لا الor هذه احنا قلنا بات نعمله
أو.
opposite. أو شو يعني؟
يعني خيار بين شيئين.
الله يرحم والديك. شوف اليوم كم رحمت على والديك انت. احسن. فيري جود. or راح يعطينا alternatives. الالترناتيفز هم الخيارات. انا شو قال لي؟ that live in the ocean. بعدين قال لي or شو راح يعطيني هلا؟ راح يعطيني خيارات اخرى. خيارات عن شو؟ عن المكان. انا راح اعرف انه نتكلم عن المكان. لاحظ انه هذه a sentence in opposition، جمله اعتراضيه، انا مالي خاص فيها. or هذه فاصله وهذه فاصله اشيلها ما اقراها ابدا. or they live in the ocean or rivers. شو يعني river؟
نهر.
هذا الخيار الثاني.
واحد.
and estuaries. باهي قال لي الاستشريز. الحين بعرف ocean، بعرف الريفر، بعرف هذه ما بعرف. شو حسب رايك تعني؟ لأنهم كل الكلام هذا they belong to the same semantic field، نفس الحقل المعنوي. ocean هذه فيها مي، الريفر فيها مي، والاستشريز هي فيها مي. هو it is a place where you can find sea animals. Is it clear?
Yes.
There is no need for me to know the exact meaning of the word. يعني هو الاستشري بالعربي مصب النهر. يا اخي انت ما عرفته مصب نهر هلا. مو بقضيه اصلا، مو بقضيه. انا I know يعني ممكن يجيني سؤال يقول لي where can whales and dolphins live؟ ويعطيني ocean rivers واستشريز ويعطيني مكان اخر. اوكي انا بعرف انه هذا ثلاثه اماكن. كيف عرفتهم؟ كلمه or هذه تتسمى signpost word. فاذا قال واحد or راح يعطي خيار، اذا قال لي but راح يعطيني الاوبوزيت. هذول بنسميهم ايش؟ ليش نسميهم signpost؟ signpost تعرف البوست شو؟ البوست هو العمود، والساين هي الاشاره. يعني before the invention of the GPS which is the global positioning system، قبل GPS so ما كان في شيء. We had a signpost. Now it will tell you, for example, about the directions. For example, you go east or you go west, you go south, you go north. هذا هو signpost شو بيعمل بالضبط. Okay? Now, احنا ليش سميناهم signpost for reading? Now, if you are navigating the ocean, إذا أنت تبحر في المحيط, if you are navigating the ocean, what do you need? شو تحتاج?
Oxygen.
Oxygen?
Yes.
I said if you are in the ocean، أنت قاعد تبحر في سفينة، you are in the ocean ولا in the sea، what do you need؟ شو تحتاج؟ عشان ما تضيع.
navigation log.
Station.
تعرفوها الكامبس؟ البوصلة؟
بوصلة.
ايه تحتاج بوصلة. بس هذا البحار. أنت هالحين you are not a sailor، لست بالبحار، أنت you are a reader. شو تحتاج؟ تحتاج signpost words. هذول هم بالضبط كيما البات كيما الأو. نفس الشيء. البحار بدون بوصلة راح يضيع، وأنت بدون الساين بوستنج هذه لما بتقرأ راح تضيع. فلذلك هذوما لما بتقرأ لازم تنتبه لهم كويس. أهم شيء في الواحد هم هذول. هذا يقول لك قال لي هوني معلومة على الإنسان، قال لي بات بعرف راح يعطيني الضد متاعها ممتاز. قال لي اور بعرف راح يعطيني خيارات ثانيه. اوكي هيك لما بتقرا الفقره راح تفهم. اوكي اما والله واحد يمر لي على الفقره هذه ويقول لي هذه بات تعني لكن زين لكن طب ليش موجوده هناك؟ هذا هو الاهم. السؤال ليش موجوده هناك؟ موجوده هناك عشان الكاتب ينبهك يقول لك ترى راح اعطيك العكس الحين. اوكي زين هذه اور يقول لي بعرفها او استاذ. زين تعرفها او بس ليش موجوده؟ هذا السؤال اللي ما يساله الطالب ابدا. اوكي وهذه الاسئله اللي احب ايش انبهك عليها وقت القراءه، لانك بدون هذولا ما راح تفهم شيء. اما والله لابد تعرف the meaning of every single word. لا، بقول لك غلط. الامر هذا غلط، ما بهيك القراءه ابدا. القراءه اللي تعلمتها في المدارس شيلها لانه غلط كلها، ما علموكم شيء. اوكي زين. So here we have the first sentence where it's about human beings. They cannot live in the ocean simply because, okay, they rely on the sense of seeing. Now, but whales, no, they are totally different. So they can live in the ocean. We can find them in the rivers. We can find them in estuaries. Okay. شو قال عليهم؟ The darkness is unimportant. ما مهمة أصلا الظلام. واضح؟ Now, what is crucial to them? What is important to them is sound. إذن لو نشوف الفقرة هذه أفككها deconstruction of this paragraph. عندي humans اللي هم في السطر الأول. شو قال عليهم؟ قال they cannot withstand darkness. ما يتحملون الظلام. زين ممتاز. ليش؟ Because they depend on visual stimuli. يعني شو على المؤثرات المرئية. ممتاز. العكس sea creatures ما لهم غير الليبات. They are not the same. هذوما they don't depend on visual stimuli. ما يهمهم في seeing, the sense of seeing. ليش؟ لأنهم they can tolerate darkness. يعني يمكنهم التعامل مع الظلام. ممتاز. كيف جمع هذه الأولى؟ إذا هناك humans شو الفرق بيناتهم؟ They depend on the sense of seeing. ممتاز. وال sea creatures هذوما they depend on the sense of hearing. طب كيف جمع لي المعلومتين هذا مع بعض؟ جمعهم بكلمة but. اوكي؟ هذا تفكيك الفقرة عشان تفهم كيف تقرأ بعدين. زين ممتاز جدا. طب شو الكونكلوجن؟ لما اعمل لي هذه واعمل لي هذه يطلع بنتيجة هو. قال لي what is crucial, what is important to them is what is sound. إذا الكونكلوجن sound is crucial وإلا very important. إذا الفقرة هذه how many sentences do we have؟ كم جملة عندنا؟
3 sentences.
3 sentences. بقى. إذا عندك 3 sentences 4 sentences فما جملة في الفقرة there is one sentence هذه نسميها the topic sentence اللي هي الجملة المحورية. هذه حسب رأيكم أي واحدة الجملة المحورية اللي هي تلخص الفقرة كل؟
الأخيرة.
آخر وحدة.
الله يرحم والديك. آخر واحدة. شوف هذا إذا أنت الطالب راح تقدم لامتحان الآيلتس وتقرأ الباراجراف and you cannot identify ما تستطيع انك تتعرف على الجمله الرئيسيه فانا بقول لك ما تقدم الامتحان خبي فلوسك احسن من اللي تضيعهم. واضح؟ وانتم الحين اوكي ما احد فيكم يمتحن اللي لما انا بقول له انت جاهز توكل على الله انت ما تخسر عمرك. فهمت علي ولا لا؟ الحين انا لاحظ يعني شوف انا الدرس هذا اقسم بالله ولا احنث في يميني ابقى اكثر من 3 ساعات 4 ساعات عشان اجهزه. شوفوا حتى هذوما لو تشتغلوا على الوورد ولا على الباوربوينت هذول بياخذوا وقت بلاوي بالوقت. اعمل لهم خطوه عشان ارويك كيف تعرف تقرا وكيف تقدر تفك شفره الباراجراف. اوكي؟ فك الشفره بتاعها لانه this is the way you should read. هذا مع الاول الحين نمشي معك شوي لكن من بعد لما انا بعثت لكم هوم ورك مو هلا لما نخلص نوع السؤال هذايا بعثت لكم 3 تطبيقات عليه هم فهم 12 سؤال في الايلتس في الريدنج. اوكي هذا اصعب سؤال بقول لكم بعدين ليش اصعب سؤال. زين لسه احنا ما شفنا الاسئله. اصعب سؤال بقى. هذا كل سكيل تعملها كل مهاره بعطيك تطبيق 3 اشياء عليها. هذا لازم انت بصراحه you should be responsible and you should take responsibility for your own learning. ترى المدرس انا والله شوف تعتمد عليه شويه بس ان انا بفسر لك. اوكي ممكن انت والله تيجي مع مدرس اقسم بالله ولا يهمه فيك ولا واحد يعطيك يقول لك يلا حل وهذا من الاجوبه وخلاص. وشوف هم 99% هيك بالضبط. ما في واحد يبقى معاك ويفسر لك شوي ويطبق معاك شوي ويشيل ياخذ بيدك شوي لغايه ما يوصلك لبر الامان. قليل والله قليل وين تحصل واحد زي ما اشكر في نفسي على فكره. انا خايس ما بحكي لكم بحكي لك في العام لما تحصل مدرس يخاف الله سبحانه وتعالى ويعتبر الناس هذول امانه في رقبته لانه الوقت بتاعهم عاطينه الوقت ويجي يحضروا معك ساعتين قول 10 ساعات بالاسبوع هو معك وينتبه وكل شيء. يا اخي خلاص اعطيه انت كل شيء عشان تقدر تساعد الطالب هذا ينجح. اللي ما بيخلي الطالب ينجح هو اللي يسميوها نظرته السلبيه على نفسه. يقول لك الامتحان صعب، الامتحان مو بصعب، الامتحان مو بصعب. هاك تشوفوا بالاشياء اللي نعمل فيها سهله جدا، بس انتبه الاشياء اللي انا بقول لك عليها. This is the way you should read. ما تتفلسف وبعدين تبدا تشد النص وتبدا كل كلمه وتشوفها لي بالقاموس، هيك ما راح تتعلم ابدا. القراءه مو تكون هيك بالضبط. اوكي، قراءه بالطريقه اللي انا برويها لك. بعدين انا اطرش لكم الباوربوينت وانت حطها عندك وعاود عليهم ايش اسمه. واضح شو سوينا هلا؟ واضح؟
Yes.
واضح.
اذا في كل فقره المفروض عندي توبيك سنتنس، جمله محوريه. اذا تطلعها امورك طيبه جدا، لانه هذه راح تعطيك المين ايديا. بعدين لما نجيب الاسئله بتاع المين ايديا يكفي انك تطلع التوبيك سنتنس، راح تعرف شو هي المين ايديا على طول من غير ما بتقرا هذا كله الكلام الفاضي. اوكي، هلا الباراجراف سي. What I would like you to do, I would like you to read it very quickly. الحين لازم تتعرف، خليني برجع لهونيك. الحين لازم، احنا قلنا كل فقره فيها جمله تعبر على ايش؟ على المين ايديا، والبقيه تكون ايش؟ تكون تفاصيل. هو عشان اعطاني الكونكلوجن هذه، عشان اعطاني الاستنتاج هذا، هو قال لي انه الانسان كذا والحيوان اكرمكم الله كذا. اوكي؟ الحيوان لا يعتمد على الواحد، ولاجل ذلك اهم حاسه عنده هي حاسه السنس، شو اسمه، الهيرنج، السماع، اللي هي الساوند. هذا اهم حاجه عنده اللي هي السينج. وهذا ليش هذا ما يقدر يعيش في محيط مظلم وهذا عادي يعيش في محيط مظلم. ممتاز. وقلنا كيف ربطت بين الفكره الاولى والثانيه، عمل كونتراست بيناتهم، بناهم على التناقض، واستخدام كلمه بات. انا عرفت انه هو اعطاه هذا لكن هذا ما ينبثق على هذا، ولاجل ذلك هذا. هذه كونكلوجن جات بالطريقه هذه. لازم تفصل الفقره وتعرف الكاتب شو بده. اوكي زين. الحين هون نفس الشيء، ابغاك تقرا الفقره هذه وتقول لي where is the topic sentence. وين التوبيك سنتنس؟ اللي هي الجمله المفتاح اللي هي فيها كل الافكار. التوبيك سنتنس لازم تكون عامه جدا، عامه ما فيها تفاصيل. بعطيكم مثال. انا بقول عبد الرحمن is a good guy. الحين is this general or specific؟ هل هذه عامه ولا خاصه؟
Specific.
general.
general. انا قلت عبد الرحمن is a good guy. ليش؟ لاني هوني راح اسالك سؤال. شو السؤال اللي اساله لك؟ بقول لك why do you think he is a good guy? Why? There are other people who say that عبد الرحمن is a bad guy. اذا هذه very general. good و bad. لاني ما اعطيتك why is he good. ليش هو good؟ why he is good. مثلا he is a very helpful person. Whenever I have, for example, something to do, he would lend me a hand. he is very generous. كريم جدا. اوكي زين. هوني بعطي التفاصيل. لكنه عبد الرحمن is a good guy هذه عامة جدا. إذا التوبيك sentences بيكونوا very general. شوف هذه What is important to them is sound. شو يعني؟ يعني sound is important to see animals. Why؟ التفاصيل. هونيك أعطانا التفاصيل، بعدين أعطاني إيش؟ the topic sentence. هذه مش دوم هيك، ممكن تكون التوبيك sentence في الأول وبعدين يعطيني التفاصيل. يعني أنت as a student you need to identify اللي هم المين ideas اللي هم التوبيك sentences والديتيلز التفاصيل. هذه sentence number 1 it is detail, it is about details. sentence number 2 it is about details. لكن هذه عامة جدا. ليش؟ لأنها جات as a conclusion. يعني هون أعطاني bits of information just to prove that, for example, sound is very important to see animals. بدالي بالتفاصيل. بعدين أعطاني إيش؟ الزبدة. مش دوم. شوفوا الفقرة هذه، حاولوا اقراها شوي شوي. Give me the topic sentence. When is topic sentence? Is it number 1, number 2? How many sentences do we have? Here we have 1, we have 2, and this is 3. From 3 sentences. 1 is the topic sentence. It means the sentence that has got the main idea of the paragraph. يلا اقراوها وقولوا لي. Yes, are you done, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the topic sentence? 1, 2, or 3?
Comparing with topic sentence,
Oh,
how the sounds transfer in the water and
لا
air.
لا لا ما تقرأ لي الجملة. قل لي هذه number 1. Is it number 1 or number 2 or number 3? Which sentence?
اللي هي which sentence is شو؟
The topic sentence. الجملة
Topic
المحورية وين؟
It's number 1.
Number 1. في واحد في غير إجابة. I think Rama said number 1. خولة
Yes.
يمكن number 1, right?
Yeah.
سعيد. Saeed, is it number 1, 2, or 3?
I think it's number 1.
Number 1. And Abdurrahman?
1 بس.
Allah يجزيكم الجنة إن شاء الله. كلكم في الجنة إن شاء الله. Okay, very good. It is number 1. Now look here. He said sound is an efficient, is a very good way. حتى لو ما عرفت شيله. Sound is a way to transmit and sense information. Sound is very good for information, especially as it. Now it, what does it refer to? على شو بتعود it هذه?
Sound.
Sound, very good. Okay, so احنا when we read, we need to focus on nouns, الأسماء. We need to focus on words, verbs, الأفعال. So sound transmits information, okay, in a very good way, especially هذه طبعا signpost word تعني خاصة. إذا حصلت especially يلي بعدها هذه اللي قبلها بيكون topic sentence. اوكي ليش؟ لانه هذه general وهذه راح يعطينا specific. فكل ما بتحصل كلمه especially هيك كوما بعدين especially تكون 1,000,000% هذه التوبيك على طول. اوكي هذا في اشياء بسيطه بعطيها لك تمر عليها في الامتحان. في كثير من الجمل تكون هيك. Now sound is an efficient way especially as ولا because. as تعني because. اوكي انتم ممكن تعرف because بس لكن as تعني because. For example, I didn't go to school because I was sick. ما بدي أقول because. أقول I didn't go to school as I was sick. جملة صح. ممكن استخدم for. I didn't go to school for I was sick. جملة صح. I didn't go to school since I was sick. Since هون صح. إذن because عندها 4 أشياء. I can say because, I can say since, I can say for, and I can say as. كلها. ليش بقول لك هذا الشيء؟ لأنه when you are doing your speaking test, the examiner will ask you hundreds of questions having why. إيش يقول لك why؟ كل مرة بيسألك why وأنت because حبيبي راح تاخذ علامة 0. مو بزينة. ليش؟ لأنه احنا when we give a reason نعطي سبب. هل if you want to give a reason, because is one way among many other ways. هي طريقة من جملة طريقة أخرى. لكن كل الطلاب يعرف اللي because. أنا أول ما تعلمت إنجليزي تعلمت كلمة because. لأني بسمعها في اليوم 100 مرة. احنا شو نقوله؟ مرة because، مرة as، مرة since، مرة for، هيك. هذا في speaking بشوفوهم ليش الطلاب ما يجيبوا علامات كويسة. مو بالضرورة تكون شاطر في speaking بس في أشياء تتعلمها بتجيب لك علامات ممتازة جدا. إذن sound is an efficient way to transmit and sense information, especially because it travels 5 times faster through water than through air. واضح؟
واضح.
Do you know this piece of information? تعرف إنه الصوت داخل الأشياء الصلبة أو الأشياء الليكويد. شو يعني ليكويد؟ السائلة يكون أسرع من اللي يكون في الهواء. بتعرف هذا الشيء؟ نعم. باهي على كل. No. هذا ليش؟ هوني خلاص قال these animals they depend on sound. ممتاز. بعدين هلا يذكر الأشياء الكويسة في الساوند. قال sound is an efficient way. It's a good way. Efficient فعال يعني. To transmit and sense information because it travels 5 times faster 5 مرات through water لما يكون داخل المحيط أو البحر than through the air. ممتاز. But is this general or specific?
general.
الاثنين لانه هو قال لي general، هو قال لي efficient way، انا بقول له why. كما قلت لكم مثلا عبد الرحمن is a good student. why؟ he is very generous. نفسه هو اعطاني الواي، قال لي because. اذا هون انا بحصل الاثنين موجودات. اوكي، بحصل the general it is efficient. why is it efficient؟ well because of this. ممتاز جدا. this is what you call a scientific fact. هذه حقيقة. this is a fact. الفاكت هي حقيقة. شو يعطيني هون؟ يعطيني fact. ممتاز. شو الفاكت؟ cause and effect، مبنية على cause and effect. طالما حصلت because هي as تعني because هذه cause. شو الإفكت متاعها؟ it is very efficient. يعني it is very efficient فعال because it travels 5. هذه fact، أعطاني fact. ممتاز. شو أعطاني هون؟ أعطاني الحقيقة هذه. بعدين شو قاعد يسوي هلا؟ if humans shout to someone. example of what؟ أحسنتي. example of what؟ هلا of يعني sound going through the air ولا going through the water؟ if a human shout through the air. لأنه احنا نعيش في الهواء. but if a human shout، شايف انه فسر هذه؟ قال through the air. but if a human shout to someone it is unlikely، غير محتمل that they will be heard a kilometer away. انا مثلا ماشي في الشارع شفت سعيد، هاي سعيد بعيد عليه كيلومتر، ممكن ما يسمعني اصلا، ممكن ما يسمعني. قال لي but what is the writer going to do؟
It's opposite.
احسن. اذا هون يحكي على humans كيلومتر وخلاص. but if a whale، شايف يعطيني العكس تماما. where does a whale live؟
ocean.
ايوه، اذا هون راح يعطيني the sound through what؟ through the air ولا through the water؟
water.
ايوه احسنتوا. شايفين هون كيف نتبع؟ اذا انا بعرف مو نفس الكلام. هون قال through water لكن هون قال ocean. وين هذه؟ if a whale shouts in an ocean، قال لي ocean هي تساوي ولا ما تساوي؟ نفسها ولا مش نفس الشيء؟ نفسها. زين. واعطاني هونيك through the air اللي هي through the air. شو اعطاني الكلمه؟ كيف عرفت through the air؟ وين حصلتها؟ كلمه شو؟ shout. كلمه shout يصيح. وين يصيح؟ يصيح في المي؟ لا، يصيح في الهواء. اذا لازم تتبع هذه بالكلمات. اذا هون يعطاني هو scientific fact، هذه معلومه علميه. ممتاز. هلا what is he doing؟ he is explaining، يفسر، لانه ممكن الناس ما تفهم. اعطاني قال if a human shout to someone it is unlikely that they will be heard a kilometer away. but the opposite if a whale shouts in an ocean channel، زين، another whale may hear it tens if not hundreds of kilometers away. يعني if a whale shouts in Abu Dhabi maybe another whale in Ras Al Khaimah may hear it. Okay, now this is why for one reason, because sound travels 5 times faster through water than through the air, and this is why it is very effective. Now look at the second one and the explanation. أظن البنية قالتها. Now what is the writer doing؟ he is offering a contrast، يعطينا نقيض between human hearing and whales. ونفس الشيء الفرق بيناتهم. نفس الشيء. كيف عرفنا هذا الكونتراست، هذه النقيض؟ عرفناها كلمة بات، هذه بات. اوكي زين. هلا الباترن اوف اورجانيزيشن. الحين this is very important. كل فقرة in English it has a pattern of organization. شو يعني pattern of organization؟ يعني طريقة تنظيم المعلومات. طريقة تنظيم المعلومات. هون شو اعطاني؟ هون اعطاني a fact ولا نسميها generalization. generalization يعني ايش؟ تعميم. مش التعميم بتاع واحد، لا نقول حاجة عامة. اوكي، عندي generalization. هذه flowed غلطة مني، هي followed. خليني عشان ارفعها. اوكي، now عندي generalization followed by an example، وجاء وراها بعد example. now this is what you call the pattern of organization، طريقة تنظيم المعلومات. إذن أنا عشان أفهم، اوكي، عشان أفهم هذه topic sentence أنا سطرتها بالأحمر. sound is an efficient way to transmit and sense information. okay, now in order for me to understand the paragraph it is not only about the words. no, it is about the words and about how the writer organizes information. Now, if you are able to identify the pattern of organization, there are almost, I think there are about 10 or 12 patterns of organization. So we're going to have a look at them. Now, this will help you understand the paragraph, but it's not only about words. It's not only about words. Now, if I understand well, here he gave me a fact, and because the fact is scientific and the writer is really caring for his audience. Now, he's writing with a good sense of audience because he wants his readers to understand. Now he is giving me an example so that he makes things clear for me. Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
Bye, Mumtaz. Okay. Now, in this paragraph, this is paragraph D. I'd like you to read the paragraph and try to identify the topic sentence. We need topic sentence. لازم تكون very general. Okay? والديتيلز هم التفاصيل. فرق بين التوبيك sentence. Now, the sentence that has got the main idea of the paragraph and the details that explain the topic sentence. Yalla, try to read this. As I said before, guys, if you don't understand one word, yahi, skip it. It's not important, wallah. Are you done, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the topic sentence?
أول جملة.
Allah yarham waldik. But الحين, if you look at this text, okay. Now, I think paragraph number 1. So we cannot talk about about the topic sentence simply because the paragraph has got one idea only, one sentence only. Now, this is the one that, in which the writer describes the ocean. هذه فيها جملة بس. We cannot say that which topic sentence. لأنه في جملة بس. Paragraph number 2, it was the last one. Paragraph C, it was the first one. Paragraph D, it was the first one. Okay. هلا شوفوا بالنسبة للtopic sentences هم 80% they are the first one. يعني the first sentence is the topic sentence. لكن ما تعمل لي الطريقة هذه زي ما يدرسوكم على اليوتيوب يقول لك شفت الجملة الأولى وخلاص. لا، ما تعمل هيك أبدا. Because it could be the last sentence. It could be in the middle. ممكن تكون في النص. أهم شيء عشان تعرفها إن it is very general and it gives no details. ما بتعطيك تفاصيل أبدا. Here we have whales and dolphins use sound in 2 ways. What are they? Communication and echolocation. بس هذه جملة واحدة. الحين راح يشرح. قال لي dolphins. You know what a dolphin is, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what a whale is, but you don't know what a porpoise is. A porpoise? What is a porpoise?
يكون من نفس الحقل.
Very good. يعني شو بتكون؟
بالحيوانات البحرية.
Very good. That's excellent. والله شوف انت مخك ما شاء الله عليك. احسنتي. Very good. Yeah, guys, Anna, this is a piece of advice for you guys. Okay, do not be tough on yourself. Okay. Now, this is a dolphin. It's a sea animal. Well, whale is a sea animal. And here we have the 3 words, one after the other, separated by commas. Now, this means that the porpoise, this one, okay. So the porpoise is a sea animal. That's it. Okay, great. Now, dolphins, porpoises, and toothed whales communicate through a wide variety of high-frequency sounds. And what do we call this? What do you call this punctuation mark? What do we call it?
Dash.
dash.
Very good, excellent. Dash, dash. Okay, what is the writer going to do?
For causes.
Explain. احنا قلنا ديما dash is for explanation. شو قال لي؟ قال لي high frequency sound. So maybe the reader doesn't know what a high frequency sound is. So the writer is going to explain. He's going to provide you with some explanation. This is why he used the dash here. Now, pure tones, pure tone whistles, pulse squeals, screams, or barks. وسكر الواحد. خلاص. But these are the sounds. Then, do you understand what a whistle is, guys? You understand the word whistle? اذا ما عرفت whistle ما يهمني، بس لانه عندي كوما، عندي squeals. Maybe you don't know the word squeals لكن you do understand the word scream. شو يعني scream؟
يصرخ.
بس اذا هذول كلهم whistles وsqueals وscreams وbark. What are they? They are types of what?
sounds.
هو بس لانه هون قال high frequency sounds and here he is listing them. Okay, so this is the list of sound. ممتاز. Generally at frequencies of 500 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and this is what he call parenthetical information. هذه معلومة between parentheses because we are skimming. There is no need to read it. ما بقراها لأنك بتضيع في وقتك. But now this paragraph, now we have this topic sentence. Okay, عنا it talks about sound, and animals use sound in two ways. What are they?
For
communication and
Yes. Communication and echolocation. ممتاز. بعدين what did he say about sound? أعطاني high frequency sounds. What are they? شو هم؟
Scream.
Yes. Whistles,
whistles.
squeals, screams,
Scream.
barks.
Barks.
Okay, now this is the paragraph. But هلا هو he talked only about what? He talked only about communication. But did he talk about echolocation?
لا.
No.
No.
So what do you think he will talk about collocation? Where? In the next paragraph. اللي بعدها. But look at this one. But as well as, now here, as well as, what does it mean?
زي ما
إضافية.
إضافة. يا أخي والله ما أنت متخرجة جديدة من الثانوية العامة ولا من زمان؟
متخرجة من الكلية.
أيوة مشان هيك أنت ما شاء الله عليك. very good, excellent، أحسنتي. as well as هذه نستخدموها للإضافة الاديشن. أوكي، as well as تعني addition. هون شو بيعمل كاتب؟ قال but as well as using sound to communicate. In which paragraph did he talk about communication?
last one.
Yeah, the previous one. نقولوا the previous مش the last. the previous اللي قبلها. in the previous one. الحين شو قاعد يسوي الكاتب؟ الحين the writer is reminding، يذكر. He is reminding the reader of what he was talking about. فهذه عملية شو بتعمل هذه؟ It links the previous paragraph with this paragraph, and this is a good link. نتعلموا اللينك هذا. Why? Because when we write، لما نكتب في الرايتنج نكتب الاساي بتاعنا نحاول نستخدمه. هذا ليش أنا أبلش بالريدنج. I start with the reading so that we can learn how to write later on. انك نتعلموا كيف الكتاب يكتبوا، كيف يحط topic sentence. لازم انت لما تكتب فقرة بعدين، لما تكتب الساي بتاعك، في كل فقرة تكتبها لازم يكون فيها topic sentence، وفي كل فقرة لازم يكون عندك details، التفاصيل. اوكي، وتستخدم الساين بوستنج، تستخدم البات، تستخدم الوورد، تستخدم as well as. اوكي، هذا كله راح نتعلمهم. فمشان هيك انا ببلش بالريدنج عشان تتعلم كيف يكتب الكاتب عشان تقدر تقلدهم. إذن in this paragraph he will talk about echolocation for sure. So well, this is he is reminding us of what he was talking about. Whales and dolphins also rely on echolocation. Why? The two of the purpose. For example, I go to college to study. No, they rely on echolocation. Why? To learn about their immediate environment. شو يعني their immediate environment؟ يعني where they are، وين موجودين. نعم بالضبط. Okay, including prey. بما في ذلك including prey. شو يعني prey؟
فريسة.
الله يرحم والديك، والله الله يرحم والديك، أحسن. هذه قليل اللي يعرفها. ترى prey وعندنا prey بالA، هذه بالإي. اللي بالإي تعني فريسة. Okay, it is what animals feed on. Okay, now for example like a mouse، هذا ياكلوه. يسمى البريدتور. البريدتور هو اللي كما النسر، the eagle is a predator. مثلا it can eat، مثلا it can hunt مثلا mice. هذه تسمى prey، فريسة. مش بالأي بمعنى يصلي أو يدعو. احنا ما عندنا حوت في المحيط يصلي، ما في. هم ممكن يسبح وما من شيء الا يسبح بحمده ولكن لا تفقهون تسبيحهم. هذا prey هون بمعنى فريسة. And this is what animals need to survive. Okay, so they need food. إذا prey هون بمعنى food. Okay, إذا they need echolocation. Well, to know where they are, including prey that might be lurking nearby. كل موجودة. But what do? They produce intense, short, broadband pulses of sound in the ultrasonic range of between 0.25 and 220 kilohertz. Now, these clicks are brief, typically less than okay, he's talking about this. Okay. الحين, I think we are left only with 10 minutes, so we can do this. Now, echolocation, well, this is the environment, المحيط. Now, where they are. So, ليش هونيك حطيت pray وحطيت هذه الله أعلم الله أعلم لأنه قال كلمة including بما في ذلك. So it means that well they use it for other things but the writer did not mention them. So he mentioned one of them which is a pray. شو يعني pray؟
فريس.
هريس.
لا مو هريس.
لا اوكي زين قلت اول كنت فاكر قلتي هريس. الحين راح نشوفه يعني جاوبوا على الأسئلة. لو جاوبنا على الأسئلة صح يعني ممتاز. ما راح أساعدكم، أبغاكم تجاوبوا حدكم. بس خليني أعطوني لحظة أشوف النص وين حاطه أنا ما أدري والله. This one here and I need to go to IELTS and this is readings. Oh yeah, this one. There we go. Okay, cool. So let me share the text with you. Now it's in PDF format. I will send you the text later on. Okay, so when we finish, I will send you everything. Okay. Now this is the text that we have been reading. It's the word of sound. Okay. Now here we're going to talk about what you call the strategies. دير بالكم. The skills اللي هم skimming وscanning وال-in-depth reading. لكن فما عندنا strategies هي استراتيجيات. Now many students, because I've been teaching this for maybe for 32 years now, students would ask me, teacher, should I read the text first or read the questions first? Now, what do you suggest, guys?
The test.
ما تقرأ التكست أول شيء. أول شيء نقرأ السؤال. واضح؟
واضح.
أنا بقول لكم ليش. أوكي زين. الحين نشوف السؤال. قال what is the writer's main purpose؟ طبعا لازم أسطر الكلمات المهمة. قال the writer's main purpose. شو يعني purpose؟ الهدف.
الهدف الرئيسي.
شو الهدف الرئيسي للكاتب in this passage؟ شو الهدف الرئيسي؟ بقى هذا السؤال. الحين قبل ما بتجاوب you need to ask yourself one question. Is this a main idea question ولا detail question؟ هل هذا على الفكرة العامة ولا على التفاصيل؟
It's main, I think.
Excellent, very good. هذا سميه main idea question. ده. In order to answer main idea questions, what do I need to do? I need to read the whole passage. لازم أقرأ النص كله. إذا أنا أول ما بشوف السؤال هذا بقول هذا على النص كامل، فلازم أقرأ النص كله. بعدين عندي سؤال ثاني. شو قالون؟ قال لي the undersea word of sound passage has 5 paragraphs A to E. عنده 5 فقرات. شو قال لي which paragraph contains the following information؟ قال لك أي فقرة فيها المعلومات هذه، على المعلومة هذه. إذا عندي 5 فقرات، عندي 5 أسئلة، يعني على كل سؤال راح أحصل معلومة في فقرة مغايرة. فهمتوا كيف؟
إيه.
إيه. السؤال هذا is it about the main idea ولا the details؟
Details.
أيوة الله يرحم والديك. الحين قاعدين احنا we are on the same wavelength، يعني على نفس الموجة أنا وياكم. هذا detail question. شوف الغالب. الحين أنا لو قريت النص كله، أقرأ النص كله عشان أجاوب على السؤال هذا. أوكي، راح أعمل شو عشان أجاوب على السؤال هذا؟ بعدين راح أقرأه مرة ثانية، صح ولا مو بصح؟ أيوة. أنا شو راح أعمل؟ لا، راح أجاوب على الديتيل كويشن قبل، وبعدين لما أنا بقرأ الديتيلز شو راح يصير؟ راح أقدر أجاوب على هذا. فهيك ما راح أقرأه مرتين. واضح؟ فهمتوا؟ هذا بنسميهم ايش؟ نسميهم استراتيجيز، استراتيجيات الاجابه. اوكي بقى انا ما راح اسوي هذا، راح اسوي هذا. الحين these are detail، هذا هو detail questions. بالنسبه للديتيل questions that there are two skills، في مهارتين اوكي that come into play، اثنين مع بعضهم اللي هم scanning plus in depth reading اللي هو القراءة المعمقة in depth oh my god in depth reading. هذا بيكونوا مع بعض، لازم تشتغلوا مع بعض. هلا شو يعني scanning؟ scanning يعني it is not reading. دير بالكم لاني انا شوف انا يعني لاني انا اي ام elite teacher يعني زي الموجه بدخل كثير على مدرسين الانجليزي اوكي، فما بيفرقوا بين سكانينج وسكيمينج. شوف سكانينج هذه انا بقولها لك it is not reading. scanning is not reading. scanning is not reading اوكي. skimming is reading لكن scanning لا. طب شو هي scanning استاذ؟ scanning is looking for words، هو البحث عن كلمات that stand out تكون ظاهره، هذا scanning بالضبط اوكي. زين شو يعني how can I scan teacher؟ بقى احنا نشوف قال where can you يعني which paragraph أي فقرة، يعني هذا السؤال في فقرة وهذا في فقرة وهذا في فقرة كل واحد، أنا قال لك which paragraph contains the following information. زين ممتاز. احنا نلوج على contrast على نقيض between، أنا سطر الكلمات اللي بدي إياهم between the speed of sound سرعة الصوت وين بالضبط؟
الاير والووتر.
احسنت قال لي in هذه واحدة، the ocean هذه واحدة، والثانية وين؟ قال لي out of the ocean لأنه عندي كلمة and تربط بين الin والout of. واضح؟ بقى شو قال لي؟ قال لي وين المعلومة هذه موجودة؟ أنا شو بعمل؟ أول ما بسوي راح أقرأ السؤال و I will underline أسطر الكلمات المفتاح. طب شو هي الكي وورد يا أستاذ؟ The key word is a word in a statement زي هونيك جملة، وإلا a word in a question بتكون في السؤال whose equivalent مرادفها is found in the text يكون بالنص. يعني كلمة speed هذه لازم أحصل لها مرادف وإلا نفس الكلمة بتكون في النص، وsound نفس الشيء، و in the ocean هذه in the ocean نفس الشيء، out of the ocean نفس الشيء. أنا راح أدور على الكلمات هذا في النص، إذا كنت محظوظ راح أحصل نفسكم، إذا ما كنت محظوظ راح أحصل شيء شبيه لهم. به هذا الأستاذ قال هذا أصعب سؤال في الآيلتس، ما أدري ليش اللي كتب الكتاب هذا حط السؤال هذا، ليش؟ لأنه هوني الأسئلة هذا مو بالترتيب. في الآيلتس 90% من الأسئلة يجيوا الترتيب حسب النص، يعني هذا مثلا السؤال الأول تلقى إجابته في الفقرة الأولى، الثاني تحته بعد تحته، هذا لا، هذا ملخبط، مشان هيك صعب. لكن احنا شو نعمل؟ عندنا سكيل اللي هي سكانينج هذه من غير ما اقرا. سكانينج از نوت ريدنج، بعيدها مليون مره، سكانينج از نوت ريدنج. واللي راح يقرا ما راح يخلص، راح يقول الاستاذ والله الريدنج طويل، ما اقول له والله الريدنج مو طويل، انت بغل ما بتعرف كيف تحل، هيك بقول له. ما لما يطلع من الكلاس قول له انت بغل ما تعرف كيف تحل، بس لانه بعلمك المهارات اللي ما بتقرا. don't read. scanning is not reading. كم مره عدتها؟ مليون مره. scanning is not reading. what is scanning teacher? scanning is looking for words، بس كلمات اللي هم they have the same meaning، بس هذا اللي بدي اياه. ها شو بعمل هلا؟ عندي هذا السؤال اقراه، اروح للنص this is the text، انا بدي ادور على the speed of sound سرعه الصوت، في فقره تحكي على سرعه الصوت. شو بعمل؟ I will scan. شوف كيف I scan. شوف بسرعه دور على كلمه شو؟ speed of sound. speed ولا sound؟ شوف هون vast ocean world، فما speed ولا sound هوني؟
لا ما
لا. كيف اقرا انا اقرا هيك من اليسار الى اليمين، عشان ما يعني انا ما اقرا. قلت scanning is not reading، ما بتقرا، دور على كلمه speed والا sound، ما حصلتها. شو بعمل؟ اجي هوني اقرا بالعكس. ليش اقرا بالعكس؟ عشان البرين تاعك، المخ متاعك يقرا الا هيك ترى. اوكي انا ما بدي، انا بدي ما اياه ما يقرا. شو بعمل؟ بعكس له القراءه كلمات. اوكي اروح هوني mysterious deep dark، ما في ساوند، ارجع من هون عباره على زجزاج place eyesight count، ما في شيء منه، اقرا بالعكس هيك. اوكي far, venture, little, beneath, surface. هل في شيء على الساوند ولا على السرعة؟
لا لا.
الله يرحم والديك. كم ياخذ مني هذا؟ ما ياخذ مني ثواني اصلا. اوكي، لكن لما تعملها بالطريقه الصح، الحين الطلاب شو بيعملوا؟ يقول لك يا اخي الاستاذ قال لك يا اخي خليني نقرا ممكن افهم. لا حبيبي، لانه السؤال هذا اصلا هو على سكانينج. هو لما اعطاك السؤال هذا هو يبغاك انت كطالب هل تستطيع في الوقت الوجيز انك تعمل سكانينج صح. هو لانه يشيك على سكيل مال سكانينج. تعرف تعمل سكان ولا ما بتعرف؟ اذا بتقرا وتقول لي الوقت خلص، يعني انت ما تعرف تعمل سكانينج وتستاهل الرسوم. زين، ادور اللي بعده. هذه خلصناها. هلا اعملها بسرعه برويك. اوكي، هيومنز.
جواب سي.
زين لحظه شوي. فيجوال، دولفينز، ويت، impossible, conditions, exist, ocean. باي اوشن هذه انا بدي ساوند 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 ولا شو ولا سبيد. ساوند هذه ساوند. تباقي سبيد، كروشال، امبورتنت. لا ما في. اروح من هوني ساوند. هذه كلمه ساوند موجوده اخليها. اوكي، اتبع اقول ممكن efficient way transmit information especially travels. هل لما تيجي عند travels يعني يمر، يتنقل مش بمعنى يسافر هناك، يتنقل. لما باجي عند التنقل صحيح ان التنقل ما تعني كلمه سبيد، لكن احنا we travel at different speeds. فشو بعمل؟ هوني بمسك بريك ابدا ادور شوي شوي. travels by someone, shout, a human, air. قال لي the air هذا الهواء يعني out of the ocean. بعدين قال لي هوني through water هذه in the ocean. بعدين قال لي faster هذا الدليل اللي هي مال السرعه. اذا انا شو بعمل؟ هوني اي سكان. شو عملت بالضبط؟ انا حددت الاجابه وين، بس انا ما جاوبت. انا بقول الاجابه راح تكون هوني بالضبط. فشو راح اعمل؟ راح اقرا هذه كم هي جمله راح اقراها slowly. اوكي، اللي هي نسميها الان ديبث ريدنج. لكن شو القصد هون؟ القصد ان انا ما قريت هذول كلهم سلولي لاني راح اضيع وقت. انا عملت سكان، حددت الاجابه اللي هم الكلمات اللي موجودين في ستيتمنت، وبعدين هلا راح اقرا الجمله شوي شوي عشان اعرف هل هي فعلا الاجابه ولا مش الاجابه. استخدم الان ديبث ريدنج. اقراها sound is an efficient way to transmit and access information well because it travels 5 times faster through the water. Well this means in the ocean than through the air يعني out of the ocean. إذا الإجابة راح تكون في شو؟ في السي. أجي هوني عند السي هذه وأكتب سي. هلا مفهومة كيف تعملوها؟ مفهومة؟
هي مفهومة.
ممتاز. الحين السي هذه خلصنا، ما عاد تنظر فيها أبدا. خلصنا هذا. أوكي؟ زين. هلا نشوف السؤال الثاني. نعم؟
5.
نعم؟
بنتي تسأل إن عادي يكون يعني نفس الإجابة حق السؤال. أنا أقولها لا، لأن بس في A لين E و5 أسئلة.
أنت خولة صح؟
إيه
باي والله بنتك هذه كم عمرها ما شاء الله؟
بتروح الكلية.
أيوة.
يعني 18.
يا عمي أنا كنت فاكرك أنت لساتك متخرجة من الثانوية العامة والله. ما شاء الله عليك والله. زين. بنتك كلامها صح يا خولة، كلامها صح. زين. هلا شوفي هوني خولة تسمعي ولا؟
أسمع.
ايه شوفي هوني في السؤال هذا بيجي بطريقتين. اذا قال لك which paragraph contains the following information بس. اوكي كل فقره راح تكون فيها واحده بس، يعني الحرف نستخدمه مره بس. لكن اذا احيانا بنت كلامها صح، احيانا تيجي على في الفقره في معلومتين. فهوني هو يكتب لك في السؤال يقول لك NB يعني نوتي بي، يعني يكتب لك هيك. اوكي you can use one letter more than once، اكثر عن مره. فهمتي كيف ولا؟ ايه. فاذا هذه مش مكتوبه لا، اذا مكتوبه دير بالك. فهم راح يكتبوا لك. ترى الايلتس دقيقين جدا في الاسئله بتاعهم. بس انا لاني اول حصه يعني ما بغيت يعني اقول لكم يعني اعملوا عشان تتلخبطوا. بس هي المفروض بنتك كلامها صح، وجزاها الله خير والله، وربي يوفقها ويبارك لك فيها ان شاء الله.
شكرا.
ويرزقك برها
إن شاء الله.
وتشتغل وتحط فلوس في جيبتك، ما تاخذهم هي. زين. اوكي باي، على كل هذه اذا حصلت المعلومه هذه ففعلا كلام البنيه صح، بس اذا ما حصلتها لا، مستحيل الحرف يتعاود مرتين. واضح؟
واضح واضح.
واضح.
ممتاز. اوكي باي. اوكي الحين راح نعمل السؤال الثاني وخلاص، لانه في صلاه المغرب والبقيه انا راح اطرشهم لكم وانتم اشتغلوا عليهم حدكم. باي هوني we are looking for a reference to how whale and dolphin noises. So اذا I need to underline شو الكي ووردز اللي راح استرهم. انا بدي هناك whale and dolphin noises they can help them find what? Find food. Where in which paragraph do we have this reference which indicates that sound helps animals to find food. وين حصل هذه؟
بريسة هذيك الكلمة بري.
very good, excellent. هوني oh my god what is it؟
above.
هذا شو الكمبيوتر عايز يربح. Okay, now this is the sentence. هونيك شو عندنا؟ هوني كلمة pray. اوكي طب وين كلمة الساوند؟ إذا هونيك قلنا they using sounds. هي وبعدين they produce in 10 short band parcels. هذا كلهم to help them buy food. Is it clear؟ بس كلمة pray هي the most important word. واضح؟
واضح.
So what do we do exactly? So we go to statement number 2, I guess. Statement number 2, this one, and we mark it here E. So I will write E here. Right, okay. Now, where can you find the description of what it is like under the sea? وين حصل الوصف متاع under the sea?
أول وحدة.
Yeah, very good, excellent. هم سهلين. Okay. So here فعلا, so this is here. We have dark, we have deep, we have mysterious, and this is where we can find this description. So here we will write paragraph A. Yes. Okay, this is A. يلا ما باقي كثير. Where can we find the names, الأسماء
communication وال
of a range of noises, يعني أصوات مختلفة. وين حصلها؟
لا الويسبر وهذيلا.
Yes, very good, excellent. لا الويسبر صح، والباركس والسكريمز صح ولا؟ هذا هم بالضبط اللي هو قال sorry قال a wide variety تعني range of high frequency sounds اللي هم الويسلز squeals. So this is in paragraph D. I'm not sure, did we write D before? No, we didn't. So this is D here. And the last question, the various places whales and dolphins can be found. Where can we find dolphins? He mentioned some places. Where can we find them?
في الأوشن والريفر مود.
Yes, very good, excellent. أحسنتي. So here you can find this in paragraph 2, that live. يعني they can be found where they live. It is almost the same word. So we have the oceans, we have muddy rivers, and then we have estuaries. Okay, now this is in paragraph B. Okay, now this is B. But عشان ما نقعد عشان تشتغلوا على الهومورك أفضل. So السؤال الأول وخلاص هذا number 1. What is the writer's main purpose in this passage? الحين هذا النوع من الأسئلة هذا يتسمى MCQ يعني multiple choice question. MCQ خيارات متعددة. شو بعمل هوني؟ هوني ما تروح للسؤال الصح، ما تروح للصح وتشيله، لا روح للغلط اشطبه. فاكرين برنامج جورج قرداحي من سيربح المليون؟ أحد وسائل المساعدة يقول لك نسأل الكمبيوتر يحذف إجابتين، صح ولا لا؟ لو أنت نقعت هوني، لو نقعت أنت ما بتعرف، قول يلا اللي بيجيب فيها 10 بجيبها، تنقع بس. هوني عندك 25% جيبه صح، 25% أنه احتمال 1 من 4 إنك تجيبه صح. أنا عشان أرفع ال 25 إلى 50% شو بعمل؟ بسحب 2 ما بيجوا أبدا. الحين شوفوا هنا نسحب الاثنين. The writer's main purpose in this passage يعني in this text قال to explain يفسر the function اللي هو وظيفة whale and dolphin sounds. قال يفسر وظيفة الأصوات اللي يعملوها الويلز والدولفينز، صح ولا غلط؟
maybe.
مين قال maybe؟
أنا.
very good, excellent. اللي قال maybe ممتاز. شوف شو يعني maybe؟ يعني الطالب اللي يقول maybe ما يقول صح، لانه لسه في ثلاثه. بس لما اقول maybe اوكي هوني انا احط نفسي في السيف سايد، باجي هذه بحط عليها question mark، قول هذه ممكن، لكني ما بختارها. الفرق بينك وبين واحد ثاني يقول هذه الصح ما بيشوف هذول بعدين، لا هذا فكر داعشي. انتم you need to adopt what you call flexible thinking، التفكير المرن. والله هو he explained، هو قال والله to find food وقال to communicate، اذا هذه function وظيفتهم avoid والساوند، بيحكي على الساوند. الا ليش؟ لانه التوبيك هو الساوندز، the topic of the text is the sound. شو قال على الساوند؟ والله حكى على الفانكشن اللي هي الكوميونيكيشن والاكولوكيشن. maybe ممتاز. طيب to account for، اذا ما بتعرف كلمه account for يعني to explain، نفس الشيء to explain the development. شو يعني development؟
تطوير.
تطور. الديفلوبمنت شو يحتاج؟ يحتاج ستيبس، خطوات، ستيجز، صح ولا لا؟
صح.
ما ممكن بحكي على الديفلوبمنت without the stages، impossible. هل عندي في النص حاجه يحكي فيها على تطور، على مراحل؟
لا.
اذا هذا بيكون غلط، هذا الغلط الاول من كلمه ديفلوبمنت. بعدين شو قال لي؟ اندر ووتر ساوند. شو يعني اندر ووتر ساوند؟
أصوات تحت الماء.
هل هو حكى عن كل الاصوات اللي تحت الماء؟
لا.
لا، اذا هو حكى بس على الاصوات اللي تحت الماء، لكن خصصهم الدولفين والويلز. اذا هذه ليش الاجابه هذه غلط؟ اول شيء عندي كلمه ديفلوبمنت ما في حتى ستيجز، وثاني شيء عندي اندر ووتر ساوندز، هذه نسميها تو برود، واسعه جدا ما حددها. الفكره العامه لازم تكون محدده، كيف حددها هون؟ قال ويل اند دولفين ساوندز، اوكي صح، لكن اندر ووتر ساوندز well this is too broad. Okay, it can never be the answer. But قال لي to compare the sounds made by whales and dolphins. هل عمل مقارنات بيناتهم؟
لا أبدا.
ابدا، ديما يجيبهم مع بعض. لو تراجع النص ديما يقول whales and dolphins، whales and dolphins دوم مع بعض. اذا هذه wrong، it cannot be، غلط. بعدين قال to give the results، يعطي النتائج of his studies. هل قال انا I conducted studies والا I made research؟ هل قال هذا الشيء؟
No.
ما قال ابدا، ما ذكر. on نفس الشيء، وهذه بتغلطها underwater sounds this is too broad. اوكي، اذا الاجابه الصح هي الاي. هلا فهمتوا كيف تتعاملوا مع الام سي كيوز؟
Yes.
فيري جود. طبعا this is a strategy، لاني انا هلا قاعدين نتعلم مع بعض. اوكي تقول لي استاذ انا يوم الامتحان، لا يوم الامتحان راح تكون راح تشتغل لوحدك وراح تستخدمهم هذه باسرع، لان انا قاعد اقول واشرح. مشان هيك انا بتاخذ معي وقت انا because as a teacher I need to explain to you so that you understand what you should be doing on the day of the exam. لكن when you are left to your own devices, you are alone, okay, you can do them quickly. But please, whenever you have MCQ, okay, don't read one answer and tell me this is correct. This is a wrong strategy, okay? So first of all, you need to eliminate ولا to rule out، تزيح the definitely wrong answers. Definitely اللي متأكد منهم مليون بالمية غلط، هذه مليون بالمية غلط، وهذه مليون بالمية غلط. وبعدين بقت هذه وهذه. هذه شو اللي يغلطها؟ يغلطها underwater sounds this is too broad، حكى على الدولفين sounds هذه بتكون أفضل منها. وبعدين هوني ما حكى إنه هو عمل استاد. واضح؟ هلا فاهمين؟ الله يعطيكم العافية وسامحوني طولت عليكم شوي والله.
شكرا أستاذ.
يعطيك العافية أستاذ، ما قصرت.
يلا الله يسلمك. أقول ما تنسى تسوي الواجب. ها
أستاذ نسوي الواجب نبعث لك إياه ولا؟
ما تبعث اياه، سوي الواجب خليه عندك غادي، انا بصلحه معك، انا ما بعطي واجب واقول لك لا لازم اصلحه كامل زي ما عملنا هون بالضبط.
خلاص.
فهمتوا كيف ولا؟ على اساس ان لما ندرس سكيل ما ادرسها وخلصنا منها، لا لازم تطبق عليها 1 2 3 لغايه ما اتاكد مليون بالميه انه انت بتعملها صح وتمشي الامتحان وتحلي صح. ليش اعمل هيك؟ عشان تقول بعدين تقول يا اخي الله يرحم والديها الشخص. انا بدي هذا بس، ما بدي شيء ثاني والله. باي الله يرضى عليكم وان شاء الله موفقين والله يعطيكم العافيه. اقول ما في داعي تسويهم من 3، سووا واحد بس. فهمتوا كيف ولا؟
إن شاء الله.
سووا واحد، اليوم واحد 10 دقائق، بكره واحد 10 دقائق، عشان ما تضغط حالك، ما بحبك تضغط حالك. عشان ما تكرهني وتكره الماده وتبدا تلعب بالي. يلا الله يعطيكم العافيه. باي باي.
سلام.
سلام ورحمه الله.